All right, Miles, the Alabama Crimson Tide once again are in the news. A lot of big news going on, a lot of big recruiting news across the college football world right now. And Alabama, of course, has its own news. And we've got a great update of not one, but two big commitments joining the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, Nick, I think the Crimson Tide has really looked sharp this offseason, but none other more better news for them than to get some new recruits on the horizon shows they're back on top. And the ones they have today, Nick, specifically one in particular, I think the Crimson Tide should be very, very excited about. But instead of talking about superstars, Nick, I want to ask the Alabama fans in the comment section below. There's a lot of superstar talent on this team throughout the history. Tons. Too much to talk about. So I'll make it a little bit easier for you. Let's not talk about that. Instead, let's talk about the grinders, the hard workers, the average Joe type players who came in. They're the lifeblood of this program, but really didn't get the credit they deserve. Let us know in the comment section below who in Alabama history is perfectly described by that description, Nick. Let us know in the comments section below. But what do you have the latest recruiting pickups by Alabama?
Yeah, Miles, let's get right into it. This is courtesy of Hayes Fawcett. We'll have to call him the great Hayes Fawcett for all the great work he does for On3 Sports. But he's got two great updates involving Alabama. Miles, if you want to go ahead and throw them up, I will read from it. All right, the first one, four-star cornerback Xavier Brown of Santa Ana, California, Mater Dei High School, announced his commitment to Alabama Sunday afternoon. The 6'1", 180-pounder chose the Crimson Tide over USC and Ohio State. This guy's a four-star big-time recruit. The Golden State cornerback joins Coach Nick Saban in the Crimson Tide's top 5 class in the 2024 team rankings. He is accompanied by 5-star quarterback Julian Sayin, 5-star athlete Jalen Mbakwe, and others. Brown ranks as the number 62 player in the On3 industry ranking. He also tabs in as the number 7 cornerback in the country and the number 5 player in the state of California. And there's another interesting addition here to add to this, Mice, again, courtesy of Hayes Fawcett. Class of 2026, you heard that right, way out in the future. Interior offensive lineman Zyke Helton of Carrollton, that's from Georgia, High announced his commitment to Alabama as well Sunday afternoon. The 6'3", 315-pounder chose the Crimson Tide over Georgia, Auburn, and Texas A&M. The Peach State offensive lineman joins Coach Nick Saban in the Crimson Tide's 2026 class, where he is the first commitment in the class. All right, Miles, I'm going to focus on Brown here for a second. This is the second big-time commitment that the Alabama has secured at the cornerback position for the 2024 class. And right now, it seems we've got a strategy, a battle going on in terms of the top of the college football world between Kirby Smart and Nick Saban. You have Kirby Smart, a lot of news. They're focusing on the offensive line. I think they had like 4 or 5 massive commitments to going into Georgia over the past week. Alabama, they're going more skilled. They're bringing in corners. They're bringing in defensive backs. We've seen them bring in a lot of playmakers as well on the offensive side of the ball. So what we're seeing here, we have the Nick Saban side. They're going the Bill Belichick of the NFL route. We're going, okay, we're going to need a lot of DBs to cover a lot of great receivers, all the great athletes that are around college football. To counteract Kirby Smart, they're going the big guys up front. They're going to be a physical battle. Alabama will be physical as too, but we can see where the priorities shift. Mice, I'm excited because right now it looks like it's just Alabama versus Georgia. 2 different strategies, 2 completely different dichotomies. They're going to be battling it out for the future of college football dominance over the next half decade. We're seeing it play out in the recruiting game right now. This could be monumental come 2024, 25, 26 as we see how these 2 teams shake out. I think this is really exciting stuff. I think it's very interesting strategy that Alabama is executing here. But I'm curious what your thoughts are on either Brown or the offensive lineman commit. What do you think of these moves from Alabama?
Yeah, Nick, you talk about the future. You say 24, 25, and let's talk about 26. Alabama might even be getting ahead of the curve there, trying to steal an offensive lineman out of the state of Georgia, from Georgia. Say, listen, we see what you're doing. We're going to go ahead and get ahead of the curve. Grab that guy. So that's really smart. But I like to talk about Xavier Brown as well, because this guy truly does look very special. And I think Alabama is coming. This is going to be, I remember back in the day when Clemson started to get very, very good. They had an extremely strong defense, and they called it the no-fly zone for a while there. This is Alabama's no-fly zone. Brown and all the other corners they are picking up, this defense is going to look very good in this 2024 class. I think these guys are actually going to be phenomenal because Brown has got that prototypical size. He's 6', 180. He's really great in that man, good in one-on-one press man coverage. He just looks to play the part, that physical brand of Alabama defense and football that you want to play. This guy can put him on an island and he can do whatever you need him to do. Really just leave him alone. So I think that this guy is going to be special for Alabama. But we already know that because I feel like every player Alabama gets is going to be special. They're just really that good at picking up high school talent, bringing them to their program and developing them. But I want to go and talk about the offensive lineman from Georgia, because Alabama already, they've shown how good they are at recruiting, picking up the first commitment in the 2026 class. You have to be playing like 50D chess to be thinking that far ahead. Now, 2026, we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. You never know what can happen. That's 3 years from now. We don't know what can happen between now and then, but I like the fact that Nick Saban's always thinking down the road that far. He's like, hey, listen, come play for Alabama. You're going to be a great player. I'm showing you I am interested in you before anybody else was. So just come on down to Alabama and we will treat you right. I think this is really great for their recruiting going forward.